And I might throw to Dylan to sort of, as we start to round out the conversation, if you could, working in your high risk team and working down the real pointy end of domestic and family violence, what message would you give to men out there who might not be familiar with where domestic and family violence ends up in your caseloads? What advice would you give to men and the role they play in the community?
Right. Well, it is happening, and it's a lot, and it is unfortunately, when I'm working in the space, I see a lot of it. It is it's hard some days, the amount that you see, but ultimately, you get to choose what sort of man you want to be. You get to choose what sort of partner, what sort of dad you want to be. So be one that loves, supports, and empowers your family, your partner, and your friends.
Fantastic. And I'll throw it over to anybody else who'd like to give a message out.
Dean, I just wanted to add a similar message in that behave in a way that you want your son or your nephew to be in their life, their values and their language and their behaviors. And sometimes it might be easier to cast your mind to the future and think about, if you were to be visiting your son in prison because they perpetrated violence or murder, what would you wish that you had said to him on how you could have intervened, and what would you have said? And just encourage men to have those conversations now and to bring that to the surface now and not let something bad happen before they actually address these issues that they potentially could be seeing or that can exist out there, and just stuff that is let go that shouldn't be let go. So stop it before it even happens.
Yeah, and I like that. I like this idea of role modeling and being what we want to see and really leading that from the front. And that brings me to something I learned from a woman in this space, Hannah Clifford, that I've learned so much from, is that we can actually affirm the good things that we see as well. We talk about these difficult and challenging conversations, but we can also just affirm the great things that we see around us that happen from men who are respectful in their relationships and who want to help and assist in this situation. So we can say, I love the way that you talk about your partner when she's not in the room. I love the way that you communicate about money and things. You're really equal and respectful of each other, and I really admire that in you. And as men, I think we can affirm that in others to make sure we're seeing those good things and have being great role models and really influencing the culture that starts to drive violence that we've talked about. And we can do that through affirming the positive things, green lighting behavior. We talk quite a lot about red flags. We can green light in this space and really celebrate those that are doing well, so we can influence others and see more of the behavior that we want to see. But I think that brings us nearly to the conclusion. So I'd just like to thank you so much for your time and volunteering your time to come and have this conversation. I appreciate whilst you're here, your to-do list isn't getting shorter and your emails aren't being responded to in your absence. So thank you for joining me to have this conversation. And I just want to reiterate, if this conversation has brought up anything for anyone, please check in with the person next to you if you're able to, and a trusted colleague or friend or family member, or utilize your EAP support service as well. But I think that would be it from us.